Oh my God, I realized it now. We are now recording the Quantum Focus webinar. Welcome everyone back to sharing the slides. Amazing. Okay, so we're on quantum, sudden and significant. And so this can seem very desirable to an aspect of us that consciously wants a goal that we have chosen that will seem to wipe out everything that we don't want in our lives. It's like, oh my God, everything's falling apart. Everything's wrong. Everything's bad. I want things to be so different that I want quantum changes, quantum leaps, and totally reasonable to want those. But also this aspect of us that is totally terrified, and its job is to ensure that we are not experiencing anything that is sudden and significant because it's too much. We can't handle it. It's terrifying. So just having an understanding of what it means to attain these quantum leaps and have this quantum focus is that we are working with very large amounts of whatever it is, whatever the energy is around what you are trying to manifest, make manifest in your life, sudden and significant. So again, a lot of our terminology, our vernacular has come up around wanting quantum. And I see someone keeps raising their hand. Lucy, if you could put your question or comment in the comments, please. I'm not going to be bringing people on screen today. Thank you so much. And again, I love that knowing that the root, the Latin derivation, is quantus, meaning how much. So this is part of the call and response that is going on with the origins of the universe. And the responsibility that we bear in interacting with the universe is that the universe is constantly asking us, well, really, how much? How much of this can you really accept, take, and express appreciation and gratitude for? Woo, yeah. So how does that open people up to this terminology, quantum? How does that land for you? What is that bringing up for you? How does that change your interaction with quantum? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear. I'm going to take a sip. It's not something a lot of people talk about. They're just assuming that everyone wants quantum leaps and quantum changes. And again, that's a wonderful thing to want, but sometimes we want things that we end up setting ourselves up for failure. We want to be successful, but we set ourselves up for failure because we have more than just our conscious minds at play. We have the subconscious mind. We have the unconscious mind that really is deeply desiring to have direction. The subconscious, unconscious mind is power without direction. So it needs the conscious mind to direct it, but they really need to be working together in tandem. Barbara says what comes to mind is doing the inner work as well. 100,000%, Barbara. Nyla says makes sense because we may want quantum and still we resist fear and change. Exactly. Barbara says, is it a desire to fill an emptiness? Barbara, wow, you are really having some interesting insights there. Jessica says, this gives a whole new meaning to the phrase, the universe only gives you what you are ready to receive. Exactly. Well, and again, the how much, the universe is saying, okay, well, you've said you want this, you want quantum, and the universe, I've just really reflected so much on what I'm hearing a lot of people say, like, why does God, source, the universe test me? Why do I have these challenges? And to me, it's the universe saying, how much? Lucy, I see you raising your hand again. I can't call on you. You can put your question or comment in the comments. Thank you. And yeah, quantum feels so overwhelming, says Saz. It's a muscle we need to train to use the right way. Amanda says, trust issues, not trusting myself, getting out of my own way. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, these are so good. Wow. These are striking me on a really deep level. And I'm just feeling so many things around this. Scott says also the root of our term quantity. How much, Scott? I love that. Thank you for that perspective. Definitely. Okay, let's move on to the next slide, because here we go with manifestation. Manifestation. So I love a good word salad. But let's first talk about the definition of manifestation. Again, I think with this jargon, transformational jargon around manifestation, that people think manifestation means a big house, a fancy car, and designer purses and shoes. And yes, I am all about reveling on the material plane, whatever your desires are, if they are for those things. But I have a feeling with these torchbearer entrepreneurs that are here, you want much more than that. You can want those things too, but you really want to be contributing to changing the world and changing the course of where we feel like humanity has been headed, and really, again, alleviate the suffering. Really contributing to people just feeling free to be deeply connected, deeply aligned, and just happy, and expressing love instead of a lack of love. That is, I really think, part of this manifestation that we all want to be doing. And so manifestation, really, when we get down into the etymology of it, the definition of it is exhibition and proof. Exhibition and proof. That is the noun, manifestation. And then these are all synonyms here: exposure, mark, token, symptom, show, display, explanation, demonstration. That is my favorite one, demonstration. I work a lot with that word, demonstration. And a lot of times when we are trying to manifest something, and especially if it's something big, something quantum, we're trying to create a really big demonstration of our abilities, of our powers, of our desires being made manifest. And when we are initiating those big demonstrations, a lot of things can go wrong in our lives, because guess what? When we want something big and we want a significant change, it's going to change other things. Sometimes we have to be making space for that demonstration to take root, to flourish, and to blossom. So demonstration, I hope that you'll really think about that word again. That really lands for me, and really helped me come around on the word manifestation, because again, I was seeing it everywhere recently, and I just knew that when people were using the word, it was the same sort of thing that I went through in 2008. This is great, but they're really setting themselves up for failure around manifest, because they aren't totally in tune with what they want, why they want it, how to get it, and how to have it, how to, again, create space for the demonstration to occur, to exhibit itself, to provide proof. So demonstration, big word for me. Indication, disclosure, phenomenon, sign, expression, meaning, instance, materialization, and revelation. Wow, wow, wow. I just love providing all of these other words, these synonyms that we can be using when we are utilizing the word manifest, manifestation. And I also would invite you to play with the term make manifest. That is really big for me. Oh, and manifestation in French is a protest, a demonstration. So again, just look at what words can do. They can do so many things. They can be applied. Their meanings can just have such far extensions. Their roots can go so, so deep. So I would love to know for you, what word in this slide here really lands for you in terms of manifestation. I love also materialization and revelation. I'm going to check in on the comments here. Kara says, I'm so excited to be learning about quantum manifestation. I also follow Marina Jacoby. I am so grateful for Jocelyn doing so much better pulling. Oh, good. Yeah, I got to pull out of others' holograms. We're always creating our own holograms, and other people are in our holograms. Thank you, Kania. So glad you're experiencing happiness. Scott says, manifestation, making something out of nothing, is my definition. I love that, Scott. Yes, we're bringing something that maybe doesn't exist on the material plane into the field. So it actually does exist. It does exist. All thoughts, all ideas, all desires already exist, but our job is to bring them here into our current present reality to make them manifest. Michelle says, driftwood, keep looking for every little thing. Amazing. Yes. And Michelle also says phenomenon. I love that word. Yes. Jessica says revelation. Amazing. Kanea says expression. And Dawn says proof. Yes. Outstanding. Wonderful. Yeah. Just new ways for you to interact with this term manifestation. And again, hearing this a lot in the transformational space, like, do they really know what manifestation is, like what the real definition of it is? And this is deeply personal. What does it mean to you to be engaging in the process of manifestation, to make manifest your desires, your wants, your needs, your creations? Make it manifest, to really allow God, source, spirit, the universe to express through you and to make manifest the love and light that is the fabric of our endlessly abundant and infinitely loving universe. Woo, Saz says, yes, as a French person, it was so confusing at first, but interchangeably demonstration means to show something, to reveal, explain, etc. Yes, it was funny, Saz, I have to say, I was in a jewelry shop in France, and I was buying Labradorite jewelry, and I was trying to explain to the girl in the shop about manifestation, like energetic manifestation, and she was thinking I was talking about like manifestation in terms of a protest. But sometimes we do protest what we're trying to manifest. We're protesting receiving it because we keep saying no, not enough, not good enough, because again, the universe is asking, well, how much of this do you want? How much of this are you ready to receive? And how much of this do you have space for in your life? How much of this manifestation are you deeply ready to embody and integrate and truly live in your life? Saz says, haha, true. Yes, exactly. Okay, so here we go, everyone. We've got some bad news. We've got some good news. What do you like to hear first? When someone says I have bad news and I have good news, what do you ask for first? I want to know. Do you want bad news first or good news first? Tell me. Some people like to hear the good news and then the bad news. Scott says both. Bad news first, says Amanda. Jessica, so tantric, it's all news. Yeah, I mean, is there really such a thing as bad or good? No, it's not. Erica says bad. Okay, what else? What else does everyone, do you want bad news or good news? And Michelle says you choose. It all exists. Yes, Barbara. Well, for our limited human brains, sometimes it helps to be able to learn through contrast. And of course, we're assigning the meaning of it being bad or good, and bad and good don't actually exist. It's just news, as Jessica said. And yes, so I had already decided to start with the bad news. So the bad news is that we have work to do. We have areas where we really need to quantum focus our attention in order to really, truly be active participants in this new paradigm, this new wave, this bringing the cosmic matrix coming back into alignment with the cosmic matrix. Scott says he loves contrast. Yes, exactly. So we have a disconnect that is occurring, and it is contributing to absolutely everything that we see and that we experience that we would deeply love to heal and change. And I'm going to just use a very general term of suffering. And that it can be, again, very personal. It can be collective as well. But this disconnect exists because we've lost sight of our role, our responsibility in this universe. Again, the fabric, the cosmic matrix. Where do we fit in? And what is our purpose? And what is really the point? This has been contributed to through many channels, most specifically material science, which has contributed massively to unbelievable breakthroughs in all areas, but has also left us spiritually adrift and disconnected between our body and our mind, our soma and our psyche, the lunar and the solar perspectives and consciousnesses, the soul and the spirit, the intuition and the ego. And there are a lot of ways to view this disconnect, to understand it. But one of my favorites is really just starting with the body and the mind, that we are so focused on being logical and ego driven and insistent that we are separate from one another and from the earth and the world and the universe, that we have completely disconnected ourselves from having this wonderful, amazing synthesis of all aspects of ourselves that relate to our past, our present, and our future, which of course are always occurring all at the same time. But for our purposes of understanding and making this very accessible and digestible, we're going to just say past, present, future. So the body and the mind, the psyche, so the whole of our conscious mind, and our soma, our bodies. Oh my goodness. I talked about this in my Mother Money presentation last week. You can find that on YouTube. This disconnection from the feminine, and a moment where the Godhead was split. Originally, the Godhead was revered and communicated with as both male and female. And when that was divided, when the goddess was exiled, and when the myth of the fall was created, and Eve was blamed for humans being exiled from the Garden of Eden, that then translated and resulted in not only women being persecuted and oppressed, but the body as well, both of men and women, but particularly of souls in a female body. And this has also led to a desecration of the earth, the material, the mater, the mother. And so we've just, there's this whole like, oh, mind over matter, mind over body. And we're supposed to like overcome and, dominate our bodies and dominate nature. And there is a part of that in the relationship. Sometimes we do have to employ mind over matter, but it's not all the time. And this is what is making people so sick in so many ways. It's manifesting in really detrimental ways in so many areas, causing a lot of just malaise, I will say, in general. People don't know where to direct their energies. And again, they feel sort of lost and purposeless. This is also showing up in this disconnect between lunar consciousness and solar consciousness. Again, I dive into that more in the Mother Money presentation, but we used to really revere the moon as a way to understand our interaction with time and the seasons. And then around the same, just prior to the myth of the fall being created, there was a shift towards more solar consciousness, realizing the role of the sun, not just in the way the planets spin and gravity works, but also how it was affecting our earth and the seasons and nature, and also led to a much more masculine way of viewing the world and our interaction with the universe. And so to me, it's like when we can heal the disconnect between the lunar and the solar, we can come more into a cosmic consciousness, with which the brilliant Jungian analyst Anne Baring talks about in her work as well. And soul and spirit, we have lost sight of the fact that our soul is never ending. We have a limited amount of time in our bodies on this material plane, but the soul consciousness never, ever ends, endlessly regenerating, endlessly connected, always going through the cycles over and over and over again. And, nothing dies. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is constantly recycled. And energy, the same energy exists in your thoughts as it does in your pointer fingernail, in your ring. It's animate and it is inanimate. It is in everything. Even the things that look like they're not moving in front of you, they seem stagnant and stable and unmoving. They are alive. They are vibrating with energy. And that is the soul, again, the consciousness that is just a part of absolutely everything. And then this disconnect as well between the intuition, which lives in the body, in the soma, and the ego, which is just this fiery aspect of our personalities that insists that we are separate and wants us to feel disconnected in certain ways. So in order to align ourselves with the infinitely loving cosmic matrix of the universe, we need to be healing this disconnect very consciously. This is a choice, and this is something that we want to be focusing on consistently, constantly, not just in a quantum way, but when we do this, when we heal these disconnects that exist in us, everything out there is already inside of you because you are a part of this oneness that connects us all, this matrix that connects us all. So healing this in you is what is going to ripple out, and the smallest ripples become the biggest waves. So that's the bad news. That we can't, yes, you need to sit back and relax sometimes, and you can sit back and relax and change your mind, change your experience, change your world, change your life, but you do also need to take action. And this whole feeling like we're a victim, like we can't do anything, like it's hopeless and then it's over. I understand those feelings. And yes, it is important to let those feelings exist and recognize them, but it's also time to transform them and really hold the torch and be responsible, because we are creating this situation. And so we are also the ones to create the solution. So bad news, we've got work to do. I don't know. Is that bad news? Maybe it's just still news, but here's the good news. Here is the good news. We live in accelerated times. And again, this was a big part of last week with Quantum Wealth Consciousness, the summit that I hosted and produced, talking about what it means to live in accelerated times. And of course, there are benefits and drawbacks. There are aspects of living in the accelerated times that are really wonderful and exciting. And there are also aspects of these accelerated times that are sort of scary. Either way, it is what it is. And in these accelerated times, things happen fast. And because they happen fast, they are also happening at a quantum pace, sudden, significant, accelerated, more, so much faster than any other generation before could ever accomplish. I mean, just think about it. The way that we can communicate, the ways that we can connect, the ways that we can travel. I mean, what is accessible to us is truly, truly miraculous and beyond even the wildest conceptions of people even 100 years ago. No way could they have thought that we would be here 100 years ago. Maybe some people were thinking it, but they didn't even talk about it, because even if they had access to it, they were like, I can't tell anyone I'm seeing that because they're just going to think I'm crazy. Well, we are in these accelerated times where thoughts always become things, but they become things faster. We can think of the building being built on the horizon and we can watch it build. And that can be made manifest on this material plane with our attention, intention, and our quantum focus. Karma returns and heals faster. This has been an experience I've had multiple times where maybe on occasion I act in a way that is not aligned. And when I act in a way that is not aligned, I know it so fast, because the way that I treat someone, if it is not in alignment with that love, abundant love, I receive that same behavior, that same treatment back within minutes. And again, this is because we have so many ways to communicate and access one another. So if I send an email to someone that maybe was a little reactive, then I receive a comment maybe on my social media that is directly related in the same way to the way maybe I was treating someone out of alignment. And so, that's my indication. That is my chance to respond and come right back into alignment with these universal energies that are really seeking to align with us so that they can communicate to us. They can be manifested through us and just shower us with love, abundance, wealth, well-being, all of it. And we are accomplishing this karmic healing for past generations who couldn't accomplish it the ways that we can now. We're doing it for ourselves to truly revel and delight in all of material existence, because that is a part of being human, that we get to be in this body. We get to have the sensual pleasure. And when I say sensual, it's not just, you know, carnal. It's like the fabric, the texture of our clothing, the feeling of the grass, the taste of the food, the sound of the music, the views from the mountains, all of that. Oh my goodness. And so in doing this work on ourselves, we are affecting the past. We are having the quantum effects on ourselves right now, and we are also doing it for the future generations, our progeny as well. And the good news is that we are always manifesting. So this is going to kind of maybe be a little insulting to your ego, but this is the really good news. Even when you're not manifesting, when you're saying, I'm not manifesting what I want, guess what you're doing? You're manifesting. So you are constantly always manifesting. We're always doing that magic of making things come into our lives, even if it's quote unquote not coming into our life. We're still manifesting it not coming into our lives. So how do we make it come into our lives in a way that we want, how we want it, and how do we have it? How do we be in this place of always manifesting in a way that is bringing in our consciously chosen desired results and aligning ourselves, body, mind, psyche, soma, intuition, ego, lunar, solar, psyche and soma. I probably said that already, but I'm really going to drive that point home, and to be in a place where we can be deeply receiving when the universe says, Quantus, how much? So here we go. The 3 secrets. So I want to know, yeah, I'm going to ask a question at the end. It's time to share the 3 secrets. Anisha says, LOL, it's true. Yes, so true. And Kinea says, yep, always manifesting. We're always manifesting. So here we go. Here are the 3 secrets. Write these down. They rhyme. And I love it when things rhyme, when the kite gives me the insight and the secrets in a rhyming manner, because rhyming makes it so easy to remember. The 3 secrets are release, grease, increase. Release, grease, increase. I'm going to take a little sip because we're going to go on a ride here. Release, grease, increase. And so again, when we're trying to bring in something big, something beautiful, something different, we got to employ these 3 secrets. And as I said, with the good news, it's a cycle. So it's something that we're constantly doing, continuously returning to, and a practice. So here's number 1, release. And I love triangles. Triangle is the symbol of delta in the Greek alphabet. The letter delta, which also represents change. The triangle means change. Delta means change. So I used the triangle here. My birth chart is just like all triangles. So I'm a big fan of the triangle. And our first stop on this cycle of the 3 secrets is release. And when we're releasing, we're accepting, appreciating, and approving. So accept is sort of like, okay, it is what it is. I always would be very triggered by that term, but it's sort of just saying, okay, I'm accepting that I'm going to just pause right here and just look around and be like, okay, I maybe have this consciously chosen goal that I want to be working towards, this thing that I want to manifest. But before I get to manifesting, I want to look around at where I currently am and fully, deeply accept that this is where I am right here, right now. I'm going to be here now in this present moment, completely, fully, consciously, unconsciously, just going to accept that I'm here right now and that my life is as it is. And that a part of me is, again, I'm always manifesting. So I have manifested all of this as it is, even though there are things that I want to change in my life. And then we can move into appreciating in this release phase. And when this word came through, they showed me that artwork, which is the banana duct tape to the wall, and it's sold for like millions and millions of dollars. So that is not art that I would personally purchase for millions of dollars, but I can appreciate that artist saw that vision, delivered it, trusted it, and that people were responding to it in a way that was deeply appreciative. So appreciate to me is like a way to start to access gratitude, but you don't have to go all the way to gratitude. You can just appreciate. It's like one step more accessible than full-on gratitude. So again, you don't have to be grateful to that artist for duct taping a banana to a wall and selling it for millions of dollars, but you can appreciate that is happening, that has happened, and that is possible. So appreciating that you are always manifesting, again, even if it is not completely aligned with what you think that you want or what you're working towards bringing into your life. And then this is secret sauce here, people. Approve. When we approve completely of the current circumstances of wherever we are right here, right now, oh my goodness, this releases shame, guilt, self-judgment, self-doubt. We're just showering ourselves with approval. I can approve of this situation. So I would love to do a quick little releasing practice. I call this Cheater EFT. This is an amazing way to connect the psyche and the soma. My clients and students absolutely love this practice. EFT has so many variations. You can find lots of resources online on YouTube, but right here, I love to just focus on below the collarbones, just tapping very, very lightly. And you can repeat after me, or you can just watch and receive the benefits, even though I seem to have manifested a lot of things in my life that don't align with what I think I want. And even though it's sometimes hard to appreciate what I have manifested and created, and that I just don't seem to be getting what I want. And even though I could really use some more approval, and I maybe find that hard to deliver to myself, I choose to deeply and completely love, accept, appreciate, forgive, and approve of myself. Yes, so good. Nice deep breath here. And exhaling. Oh, yeah. Amazing way to create space, lighten the load. I feel so much lighter in my system immediately. And again, EFT, you can be watching the videos, you can be following along, but that is, to me, the 3 steps of releasing: accept, appreciate, and approve. 3 A's. Okay, yes, Kanea says, thank you so much. Feels so good. Okay, that's perfect timing, Kanea, because we're on to Greece now. Okay, so essentially the universe is a big machine if it helps to look at it that way, to view it that way. And we have to grease the machinations of the universe and of our machine, that is our body and our mind, our experience, our ability as humans. And the best way to grease the machine, to make it easy for the universe to move through us and manifest through us, is to feel good now. And I spent so much of my life, and a lot of my clients have spent so much of their lives feeling terrible about themselves. And this is fed, again, from childhood experiences. This is a big part of our modern conditioned society, is that we are essentially taught to feel terrible about ourselves. And if you feel terrible enough about yourself, you're going to make progress and contribute in some way and get a good job and then retire and die. And that's the end. Well, guess what? We get to feel good now. We don't have to wait until we've made the quantum leap and attained what we want to manifest. We get to feel it now. This is how we collapse time. So I want you to think about something that you want in your life and think about how it will feel to have that thing. How will it feel? And start to just tune into that. How will it feel? What will it taste like? What will it smell like? What will it sound like? What will the texture of it be? Make it sensory. Imagine it, because what we're imagining is real to our brains. And when you take time to imagine what you want, having what you want, and feeling good about having it, then you can take that information and make it happen now. Because that future vision that you think you're having, you think it's happening in the future, it's actually happening right now. And it's just about doing the work, healing the disconnect to bring it here now and make yourself feel good about having it now, even if it's just imagining having it and imagining feeling good about it. Because if it's quantum and it feels distant and in the future, there's going to be that deeply programmed part of you that's going to keep you from the change, keep you from having the sudden and significant demonstration, revelation, because that's deeply terrifying to this deep limbic brain that's back here. It's the mammalian brain in deep brain. And that's what we're accessing with the EFT that we just did. We're connecting the limbic brain with the conscious neocortex brain. We're triangulating between them. The neocortex is the two lobes in the front. These are newer aspects of our human brain. And then we have the limbic brain way in the back. It's been with us all along from, early evolution. So feeling good now enables that brain and the parasympathetic nervous system to just relax and not perceive what we want as a threat, because we start practicing having it and feeling good about having it. So when we feel good now, we are greasing the machine, greasing the manifesting machine. And then we do the gratitude fountain. So because we have released and done some appreciation, we are able to hopefully get a little bit closer to gratitude. And I call this a gratitude fountain. You think of like 6 of cups in the tarot, where it's just the cups are almost full to overflowing. So with the gratitude, we're going to just make them overflow. And you think of a fountain and it's just continuously flowing within itself. And some of the water is evaporating and some of the water is being fed from, the plumbing and the sewer systems, but it's always circulating. And so this is flow that's happening. And when we allow gratitude to flow through us like a fountain, we are showing the universe and acknowledging our subconscious, unconscious minds in the process of the quantum manifestation that we are going to be able to feel grateful when we do receive the big thing, because we're already receiving it and we're already grateful for it. There's a really big part of us, and it's usually rooted in the ego, that is not ever satisfied with attaining what we have attained. The ego can always find fault with whatever we have done, whatever we have accomplished, whatever we have brought into our lives. And it says, not good enough, want more, better now. And it just keeps us striving, always striving, never celebrating, never integrating, never really doing a ta-da, and never expressing gratitude. So what universe wants to give to anyone if it feels like it's not going to receive gratitude? And when we express gratitude, we are also receiving on a deeper level. We are fully receiving what is being given to us. So gratitude fountain, the practice is that you start with something that is right here, right now, right in front of you. So I'm looking down, I'm seeing my journal. Oh God, I'm just so grateful for my journal. I'm so grateful that I get to write things down. I get to take notes. I record my dreams, and just makes me feel so good. And I'm so grateful that I have this pen that I can write my journal with, and it just writes so well. And I love looking back and seeing what I've written, and it just makes me feel so good. And then you just keep expanding on this. You keep circulating the fountain. I'm so grateful that I have this chair to sit on, and it just makes me feel so good that I have this chair to sit on, and that I'm in this room that is just so welcoming, and that I have just purchased everything in this room to be things that I love and that make me feel good. And it just feels so good. So this is the gratitude fountain, expressing the gratitude and making it feel so good that you are acknowledging what is at play and what is here right now in your life. And then you keep expanding it outward. And then you start to express gratitude for what you quote unquote don't have yet. Because again, on a certain plane, you do have it. You already have what you think you want to be manifesting with your quantum focus. It's already here. It's already available to you. It's just not quite popping up in the field. It just hasn't completely materialized yet. But with the feel good now and the gratitude fountain, you're going to be calling it in and showing that you are ready to receive it. You are becoming a quote unquote energetic match. This is another big terminology in the transformational space, that you need to become an energetic match. Well, great. We can understand that on a conscious level. How do we make that bodily? How do we make that right here, right now? We feel good now about it. We employ the gratitude fountain and we dig our ditches. This is from the Gospels. And another way to look at dig your ditches is to attract what you expect. So it's essentially saying, I expect for it to rain down on my fields and fill the ditches that I have dug with the water that is going to be just allowing my fields to flourish, and for me to just revel in material abundance, to feed my family and to be able to sell my good and my wares in the marketplace. I am digging the ditches, even though there's not a cloud in the sky. I'm going to dig these ditches because I know the rains will come. So this is attracting what you expect. You are showing the universe that you have made the space and you have made yourself available for what you are asking for, attracting what you are expecting. Feel good now, gratitude fountain, dig your ditches, attract what you expect. These are the ways to grease the machinations of the universe so that it can deliver to you and you can be making manifest on a quantum level, at a quantum pace, what you deeply want and deeply desire. And here we go. Going up the triangle now, increase, raise your vibration. You hear about this a lot. Again, we're like working with the jargon that keeps popping up in the transformational space. And when I say raise your vibration, this can take place in a lot of ways. It can just be what does that mean to you? How is that most accessible to you? How can you really live in a way that feels good to you? Raising your vibration. This could mean the foods that you're eating, the sleep that you're getting, the content that you are consuming, the clothes that you are wearing, the thoughts that you are having. Yes, definitely. But sometimes, thoughts have some texture to them that we want to work with. And this isn't necessarily about thinking positively all the time. This, to me, raising our vibration comes from feeling good, from finding and expressing joy that just permeates you and just radiates out from you. That is raising the vibration. And a very practical way, because I love the practical, I'm all about the practical and the spiritual, is the levity of hilarity. And Scott, I know that you're going to recognize this from some of our work together, but it's just when you employ humor, it raises the vibration, it makes the space, and your subconscious mind does not know the difference between a joke and a command. But when you can joke, when you can employ the levity of hilarity, then you are, again, just making this big quantum leap of manifestation so much more accessible. You can feel so good about it because you're joking about it. It's funny. And laughter is also very healing. And so I really recommend going for the absurd. So, I love to joke. Like, wouldn't it just be so funny if tomorrow morning I woke up and I had $1 million in my bank account, just like unexpected, didn't know where it was coming from? Wouldn't that be so funny? And wouldn't it just be so funny if I just woke up tomorrow and I just never, ever had, a sinus headache again? Wouldn't it just be so funny? So you joke about the things that you want, joke about the things that you don't want disappearing from your lives, and go for the absolute extreme, the total absurd, because this is creating the space for you to receive the quantum manifestations through your quantum focus. And yeah, it's playful. Yes, Robin personally experienced the playfulness of my guides. Guides are usually very funny, very playful. And honestly, they really want us to take things a little less seriously. And when we take them, we do have to be serious sometimes, and we do have to employ that conscious mind, that directive, that organizing principle. But when we can just employ humor, we're just going to be having so much more fun. We're going to be feeling so good. And it's going to be just so, so delightful. And there's just going to be so much happiness, because that is, again, what the universe, God, source wants for us. Okay. Yes, herbalist, there is a replay. Go have an amazing work. And Kanea says, yes, feel the feelings of what I want to come. Love this so much. Life is absurd anyways. Yes, life is so absurd. It is so absurd. Beth, you're exactly right. So here we are with this graphic, full view of the 3 secrets to aligned manifestation, release, grease, increase. This is how we are coming into alignment with this ability to quantum focus and bring in these massive manifestations, these huge demonstrations, these remarkable revelations of what we truly want in our lives, and who we truly want to be as well. We can be that now. You can make that now. It doesn't have to be some distant time in the future. It doesn't have to feel like a quantum leap. It can actually feel like it's happening right now, and it can feel so good. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to stop my share now. I want to know what hits home for you. The release, grease, increase, which one, all 3, 2 of the 3, let me know. I would love to hear. And yes, we have reached our hour here. I'm just going to check in with everyone, and then we are going to launch in to talking about attunement, and we'll see how how the internet is doing, how the tech is going to be supporting us. Yes, Jennifer, goodbye. Scott says all 3. Elon, digging ditches. And Dana says all of them. Amazing. Yes. And they all work together. They exist. Yes, Kinea says all of them, all of them. Erica says all 3. This was a great start to making quantum manifestation tangible and more practical. Yes, I love practicality. Beth says so much hits. I think for me, it's the present moment, having it now. Aha moment. Yes, be here now. Be here now, experiencing that now. It is so available to you. Okay, so yeah, and how aligned do you feel to these 3 secrets, or one of them, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least aligned, 10 being the most aligned? How do you feel right now in your life in terms of alignment with these 3 secrets? Are you doing the releasing, the greasing, and the increasing? Where do you stand on that spectrum? 1 to 10. Elon, 11. Yeah, amazing. Oh, Scott says practical absurdity, amazing. Yeah, so scale of 1 to 10, or you can go below 1 or above 10 if you want. Where do you stand in alignment with these secrets? Kanea says I'm taking an 11 also. Okay, I love that. I love that. Bring it on. Tell me, everyone, where you stand with all of that. Robin says a 6. Okay, that is better than a 5. And wouldn't it be so funny if I was feeling an 11 right now too? Yeah, Jenny, wouldn't that be so funny? And wouldn't that feel so good? Saz says, I feel like 6, release and increase is already a big part of my life, but the grease, be here now, practicing gratitude to receive better part was missing link, ready to quantum focus in a fun and practical way. Fun and practical, all about it. Beth says, I have a tendency to think things should be different than they are. Ooh, yes, I understand. So again, that like be here now to me is like fully surrendering to the present moment as it is, and like literally letting yourself just melt into the beauty of it and the power that you have employed in creating it. And you just get to melt. Scott says 3, just getting started. And I know the direction. Amazing, Scott. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, let me keep sharing where you are on that scale. Linda says a 7. Beautiful, 7. We like that. I'm pulling up. Seven says, Linda, now that I heard you say, give yourself the space so that the universe knows you're giving the space. Ooh, yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Amazing. All right. It looks like everything is working. Keep sharing too. Oh, Jessica says an 8, working on release, accept, appreciate, and approve. This really helps so much with honoring what the universe gives me. Amazing, Jessica. Beautiful. And Kanea says, we love you, Scott. We all started at the beginning. We do. And we're always returning to the beginning. The beginning is always, always happening. Okay, so we've got some 11s, we've got some 7s, we've got some 6s, some 3s, some 8s. Well, let's talk about how to bring that into the quantum level. I'm talking hundreds of thousands on that scale. We're going like way past 10, tens of thousands here. And I'm going to share my screen again and bring up the page for attunement. And I'm going to pop into the chat for everyone to visit this page. There will be more added to this, but this is to get us started. This is Attunement, a metaphysical boot camp for torchbearer entrepreneurs ready to overcome imposter syndrome, increase visibility, and step into their full manifesting power by aligning with the 12 universal laws. You can enroll now. There's an early bird rate, 50% off, and it is, this course again is going to be so, so hot. There are some questions here for you to self-identify, to really kind of understand where you might be in your journey and if this journey is right for you, because it is time for us all in these accelerated times to come deeply into alignment with the universe. And the universal laws are ancient laws that the ancients identified as a way to understand and interact with the universe. And I know that so many people are just overcome by fear. They're just overwhelmed, and they just feel like they have all of these weaknesses and that there's just this like missing piece of the puzzle. And, you know, again, like me, you may have discovered like the law of attraction and manifestation. And it's like, well, what else is there? Well, guess what? The law of attraction is only one of the 12 universal laws. And when you understand all of the laws, and not just understand them, because we can understand them consciously and logically, we need to embody them. We need to work with them in a way that is deeply connected between the psyche and the soma, the mind and the body, because otherwise we're just walking around trying to manifest, doing our manifesting by not manifesting. So this, to me, attunement, you know, maybe you've taken lots of courses, you've attended workshops, you've read blog posts, maybe you even know all the 12 universal laws. You could name them all right now. Either way, you probably only understand them in a way that isn't completely contributing to your alignment, because it is so easy to get out of alignment and be this instrument that can play all the right music, but it's just out of tune. That's why this course is called Attunement. And you just might have so many factors at play. Maybe you've identified them, you've been working on them, and they're just, again, seem to be these missing pieces. Well, I identified a lot of what those missing pieces might look like. There's also, again, shadow work that needs to be employed and to deeply understand and align with and embody these universal laws so that you can be just accessing unlimited inspiration, visibility, focus, and discipline in your life, your business, your creation, your work as this unbelievable source of manifestation, of making manifest, again, the fabric of the universe, the love, the light, the endlessly abundant, infinitely loving universe. And I have a feeling too that you are just on this cusp. Like, you know that the breakthroughs are there, they're available to you, you've been working towards them, you've been actively trying to bring them into your life, and they just don't seem to be happening. It's like, okay, I've done all this stuff. I'm really working hard. I'm like tuning into what I want. I feel like I'm making the space, but like, what else is there? What is missing? What else can I be doing? Who else can I be being? That is what we are doing here in Attunement, with aligning with and embodying these universal laws. It's just, we're going to be overcoming the self-sabotaging patterns so that you can be confident and trusting of your purpose, your contribution, your participation, your responsibility as an acting manifester, and really, truly clear and confident entrepreneur. So there are some, again, amazing questions and things that you can be diving into here, and I get into as well. This is the story of how I came to launch this course specifically. I was sitting in a cafe here nearby, just enjoying my chai latte, and literally my guides who have been communicating with me for many years, I've just recently come to the forefront to consciously speak about them. But it was like that divine download where it said, teach the universal laws. And so this course has been taking shape since that rainy morning where it just felt like my guides were like sitting right there, and they were just giving me this really direct instruction about what I needed to be doing and how I needed to be doing it. They've shown me what this course looks like. It is a mix of, again, the practical and the spiritual, the physical and the metaphysical, just really full body alignment with these universal laws to come into alignment and stop mindlessly creating and feeling stuck and overwhelmed. This is where I was in my life. This is where a lot of my clients have been in their lives, my students. And when I really came to work with, understand, research, and live these laws, that is when I opened up to even greater, even deeper spiritual gifts, more intuition, more synchronicities, more miracles happening, thinking about things that I would want or like, and literally they just appear and happen without me really doing much. It's just who I am being and how I'm working with the thoughts and releasing, greasing, and increasing to quantum manifest in ways that I just always thought were just impossible. And it has been so unbelievable, both for me and so many people that I work with. And so here is an invitation from the kite that is inviting us all to really come alive and to thrive. And I'm going to be co-creating this course with them. We're going to be doing 12 modules on each universal law. It's going to be a mix of having content that you're able to absorb either in whatever way that you like to learn, as well as being paired with practices and meditations to, again, give you this really deep understanding so that you can live these laws, not just understand them, not just know them, but really, truly bring their essence, their energy, their vibrations onto the material plane so that you become a conduit of this unbelievable loving, divine energy that is waiting to move through you. So there are some testimonials here on the page. And again, here is the link to view the sales page. There's going to be more added to the sales page as we move forward with tech just being so fluid. And when you do enroll, this is an early bird time right now. The early bird special lasts until next Friday. So not tomorrow, but the following Friday, which is the 4th, half off the investment for this 12-week course. And we start on March 21st. So there will be a pre-assignment that you get when you the pre-assignment starts on Monday, but you can enroll now at 50% off. You can use the enrollment button because it is working on the sales page at the moment. And you also have access to a very special fast action bonus. For the first 3 people who enroll, you get a one-to-one channeled coaching session with me. So it is a mix of a channeled session with the kite paired with coaching from me. So we will be taking the direct information from the spirit realm, from my guides, the kite, delivering that to you, we'll be answering your questions. And then we will take that information and how do you apply it? Because it's so wonderful to receive these beautiful, loving messages, but then what do we do with it? How do we take action? How do we employ it? How do we make it really real in our lives? So that is for the first 3 people to enroll in Attunement. This is a new course. And again, it is so hot. I'm feeling hot just talking about it, and I just cannot wait to bring everyone into the fold. You're going to be getting modules delivered once a week. We're going to have a weekly live Q&A as well, and a private platform. This is not on Facebook. This is on a private platform, so there are just no distractions, and we can be deeply in community with one another, connecting, sharing, and really, I think, evolving, raising our vibration, embodying that high vibe, and positioning ourselves to really deeply, truly, abundantly deliver ourselves from a place of overflow, a place of so much overflow that everyone around us is just like, oh my God, what did you do to make all of these changes and be in this place of just being so happy, so effervescently joyful? And you're going to say, I took the Attunement course and you should really check it out the next time Helena launches it because it's amazing. But you're going to be one of the first to go through this course, and it's going to be just an amazing, amazing ride. So early bird available until next Friday, and fast action bonus for the first 3 people to enroll. You're going to get that channeled coaching session. And yeah, those are going to be unbelievable. So much fun, and not something that I offer elsewhere. This is only for Attunement enrollment. Okay, so I have talked so much. I would love to hear if anyone has any questions. Let me know if you have any questions about logistics. Logistics are going to get covered again more on the sales page, but you might just be saying, yes, I want to be a part of this. I want to enroll in this. This sounds so interesting. It's resonating on a deep level. And so I invite you, I welcome you in. We are ready to get going. Elon says, so exciting. It is so exciting. It is, you know, we have to follow sacred instructions and the divine contracts that we have been assigned to and asked to activate and act on. So yeah, let me know if anyone has any questions, if you want to know more. Okay, Amanda says, this is so much amazing information. When and where will the recording be available? I think this will be something to listen to over and over again. Amazing, Amanda. Just think about how much you got out of this hour here. And so how much you're going to get out of attunement. I'm just going to put that out there. The recording will be available by tomorrow. It will be sent out via email. You are obviously on my email list. So the recording will be available for everyone. You can also follow me on YouTube. I'm across all social media channels at H Grant Style. I will put my handle in the chat. So that is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Those are my, I spend a lot more time on Instagram, but yes, you can get the recording there. Amanda says, thank you. And I will definitely look your channel up. Yes, my channel. Amazing, Amanda. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so if you have any questions, maybe your questions are formulating, you are welcome to reach out to me directly on social media or reply to my emails. But yeah, the early bird is available to you. Attunement is ready to welcome you in and just really get fit, get in shape metaphysically. The movement practices will be very gentle, very accessible. And again, the content is going to be in all the formats that make it available and accessible and digestible to you. Anisha says, thank you. Always a pleasure to listen to you. Okay, everyone, if there aren't any more questions, I'm putting the link again in the chat. I cannot wait to welcome you. Tell your friends, bring your guides. It is time to align and get metaphysically fit here, because that is what is going to really be shaping this new paradigm, this new world order, just really creating new operating instructions for us on this material plane, so that we can be those torchbearers, those leaders, those thought leaders, those visionaries, and really just be contributing to moving us towards, again, that just love and abundance from an overflowing state that the universe is bringing to us, seeking to bring to us. So Saz says, it resonates so much and I relate to all the questions asked. Still manifesting the financial freedom to access your course, but I'm still feeling so grateful to be able to be here for this hour and to have learned so much with you so far. I can't wait. 3 lucky people to thrive. Thank you so much. Thank you, Saz. Yes, Elon, thank you. There is a payment plan. And yes, it is hopefully available. And Saz, maybe this is your opportunity to speak to the universe. This is what I want. I want to take this course. And what will it feel like for you, Saz, to receive the money to take the course? Maybe even just to get your first payment, because that's all you need right now to get started and start aligning with these energies so that you can be making more and more, making space for more and more, and life getting better and better. And ask the universe for that. Show them that you are ready for it, and that you will be using what you ask for, receiving what you ask for in the way that you're saying you're going to be using it. It's a great way to be employing your magic and activating it. Kanea says, thank you so much, Helena. You are so brilliant. Shining sister. I love that. Thank you, Kanea. Would love to join you on the attunement journey, clearing some limitations on not enough. Kanea, yep. Do the tapping. Do the tapping. I'm going to work with that, Kanea. You know what? We've got some time before attunement starts, and I bet you are not the only one feeling that. So I'm gonna tune into that and maybe create some practices for people to manage that they feel like they don't have enough, that they aren't enough, that they have to clear some things, do some releasing, do some greasing, and do some increasing. Yeah, won't that feel so good to do some releasing, greasing, and increasing? Amazing. And not looking for it in my bank account. Can come from anywhere. You can let go and trust. Yes. Amanda says, totally with Saz. I love this. Okay, so everyone, your energy is on board. Your energy is there. So now it's bringing that energy, that thought, that desire into a material manifestation. Use these principles today. Quantum focus, the 3 secrets. You've got this. You can do it. And I'm going to be holding that vision of you doing it and making it happen, having the demonstration of you aligning with how the universe wants to be working through you. Saz says, using this as an opportunity to practice what we learned today, practical application. Again, we're not just like understanding it. We're not just reading a blog post, feeling overwhelmed. We've made this digestible, accessible, practical right here, right now. And it feels good, right? It's not scary. It's not overwhelming. It is so available to us. Kanea says, oh my God, chills all through my body. Thanks, love to you. Oh, I'm all about the chills. I'm all about the chills. Saz says, yes, I need to let go of this too. The overwhelming fear of limiting beliefs. That is deeply entertaining to a part of us to feel limited, because really we are just God, source, the universe, constantly creating and making sounds and responding to our sounds. We have been cut off from how powerful we are. This has been propagated through the centuries, thousands and thousands of years. And now we are the ones that get to write a new story, change the paradigm, shift the world order, and write new operating instructions that align us completely with these universal, cosmic, sacred laws. Oh my God, so much. Dana says, yes. Elon says, hallelujah. Hello, Patricia. Dawn says, I have chills also the entire time. I deeply receive that. And oh my God, Dawn, that makes me so happy. Saz says, we can do it. Yes, we can, says Kanea. And Patricia gives a heart. I feel like that is a beautiful, beautiful moment to end on. We have spent 90 minutes together. It has been so beautiful, so glorious. My supreme and deep, deep honor to have put together this presentation, share this space with you, receive your love and how inspired you are. I feel the energy. And again, I will be holding the vision of all of you receiving deeply what you desire. And I will be actively participating in helping you attain that so that I can just open my arms to you and welcome you into attunement. It is truly, already is just an amazing, amazing journey and experience. Yes, blessings to everyone from Amanda. Thank you for sharing your energy and your knowledge. My absolute delight and honor. Kanea says, abundance blessings to you all. Thank you again, Helena. Thank you, Kanea. Thank you, everyone who showed up here live and shared this space. Thank you to everyone watching the replay as well. Thank you to my guides for reminding me I didn't start recording the replay until about 10 minutes in. And thank you. Yeah, just so much gratitude, so many blessings. And yeah, I just so much love, so much love to all of you. I will be in touch. I look forward to hearing from you. And I so look forward to taking you on the attunement journey. All right, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in. Until the next, so much love to you. Mwah. Bye, everyone.